really pleased with the guys' effort tonight after a 12-day layoff, an emotional game against Seton Hall. Then taking a break and preparing for finals. Really difficult to have a challenging or tough practices because we never really had our full complement of players in practice. Generally, one or two guys were missing every day, needing to leave early, be it for testing. Other days we just had to completely take off of practice as well. But I thought yesterday may have been the first time we were able to have everyone in practice. But very pleased with their guys. Knew that we probably wouldn't be as sharp as we needed to be in this game because of the layoff. But I thought our effort was there, especially early in the game, and then especially down the stretch in the second half. I thought we put it together, and guys played extremely well, and just really pleased with their focus, especially what they've gone through over the last 12 days.
Coach, I think maybe you had indicated that Corbin would be the starter at point guard tonight. I don't know if you necessarily announced that, but why'd you go with Andre?
I thought you check your notes on that. I think no, I'm just messing with you. The other day when we were here, I thought I alluded to Andre and Corbin possibly playing. I thought that because of the experience that Andre, don't know how long we'll be out here, would be important to us. He was a starter as a freshman in playing that point. And he's been really good in practice. He controls the ball, and I thought he would do a great job in terms of settling us down. And I thought that he would have to play the two as well, and I would expend the energy of both of those guys. But all along, as soon as things transpired, the first thought in my mind was possibly putting Andre back out there at the one, and then lessening the pressure for Corbin coming out there as a freshman and having to start out there. And I thought both of those guys managed the game extremely well, and I thought they also played well together at times and played off of each other.
Johnny, it looked like Corbin maybe even evolved as the night went on. Once he got out there, you put him in a little bit more and then started the second half. Did you see that as the game went on?
I thought he played extremely well. I thought he had great ball control. I thought he knocked down 2 big threes out there for us tonight. He only had 1 turnover. I thought with the strength, I thought he defended well. And I thought his game was really complete out there. I was very pleased with Corbin and Stringer both out there and not hesitant. And I thought he was extremely confident out there on the floor as well. And I knew that his minutes would be there tonight. It was just a matter of whether or not starting and lessening the pressure for him.
I haven't watched a ton of Chattanooga basketball this year, but it looks like looking at their box scores, they haven't scored as many points, play the games in the 50s and low 60s. Was the pace to your liking tonight? You got up to 80 points, and it looked like they were a little out of rhythm.
Well, they're a good score team. Mind you, they led Kansas in Allen Fieldhouse there in their top 25 basketball team by 8 at halftime. One of their guys went 7 for 9 from the three-point line in that game. And I thought as late as probably maybe 7 or 8 minutes in the game, they were still leading against Kansas. So I knew that the record wasn't a great indicator of the type of team that they're capable of being. So I thought when they made their run against us in the first half and even late there in the second half, they're a very capable team. We weren't good enough defensively, as aggressive as we needed to be. And I thought we were able to turn the heat up and play a lot better after getting attention to detail. And I thought Siobhan Coleman really set the tone out on the floor, really got into his guy defensively, and I thought the other guys behind him were able to feed off of that. And I thought they went through a nice little stretch there of not scoring, and we did, as a team, hold them to a very low field goal percentage. We didn't do a great job of keeping them off the offensive glass like we would like to, but anytime you shoot 37%, you're going to have a lot of opportunities, and they had 4 dead ball rebounds in there as well.
I think one of the hardest parts of losing Andy, in my opinion, is kind of what he brings defensively. Andre, we know, can score. We've seen that here, but 3 steals tonight. Is that the kind of player he can be consistently on defense?
Andre?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think Andre is really good. He's solid. And I tell you, I think offensively what we run, it complements his game because I think he's real good with the ball. He can facilitate. He can come off of screens. We do a great job of down screen for him. You get good looks at the basket. He's a difficult person to defend. You have to make sure that you respect him. You have to know where he is on the floor. And once we get our balance and we become more comfortable, which I think we're doing a great job in trying to share the basketball, but when we do a great job of spacing the floor, it's going to be tough for people to try and double down on Johnny, in which they did tonight. They ran 2 and 3 people at him. Sometimes we missed the reads because we could have possibly gone back out to Stringer for short shots. And once we loosen the defense up, things will get easier for Johnny inside as well. But I was very pleased with Stringer, the way that he played.
I'm trying to ask about Andre on the defensive end. Do you think he can give you that kind of presence, 3 steals?
Well, I think because of his leverage, I think he has that toughness, and he can pick the ball up. And because of his size and strength, he's extremely strong, and he's a tough guy to really post up. He's done a great job, I thought, tonight, even containing the basketball, and he's done that in practice. A lot of times he find himself guarding, be it Hickey or Corbin, a lot of times in practice, and he's done an extremely exceptional job doing that, and as well when he had to guard the bigger guys out there, be it Shane or Malik as well. So he's not a liability out there on the floor for us.